Hey, fellow true crime aficionados, welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the gripping and often heartbreaking world of true crime, a genre that has taken the world by storm, not because we're fascinated by the darkness, but because we're drawn to the relentless pursuit of justice. It's about the entangling of complex mysteries, the tireless work of investigators,
and sometimes the sheer, unblinking darkness of the human soul. But what exactly happens in the minds of those who commit such intense, unspeakable crimes? And how do investigators, armed with nothing but a few fragments of evidence and a whole lot of grit, piece together clues to produce outcomes that, in some small way, bring closure to grieving families?
This isn't just a story about villains, it's a story about heroes. It's a story about the unbreakable spirit of those left behind. In this video, we're going to look at some real, heart-wrenching cases where justice took its own time to serve, leaving trails of heartbreak and resilience. From Alvateen Thomas's chilling story in St. Louis to the heartbreaking tragedies of Chelsea King and Amber Dubois.
And more, we'll explore the twists, the turns, and the stories of healing and resilience that followed. It's a journey into the darkest corners of human nature, but also a celebration of the profound power of human determination. So, grab a cozy seat, maybe some snacks, and let's journey through these in-depth stories in a way that's clear, engaging, and leaves you with a sense of awe at the power of hope.
Are you ready to unravel these tales with me? Case Study 1. The Long Road to Justice for Alvateen Thomas. We start our journey in St. Louis, Missouri. The city is known for its iconic Gateway Arch and a rich, vibrant history, but for the family of Alvateen Thomas, it became a place forever marked by tragedy. In December of 2021, Alvateen was a young woman living what many assumed to be a typical life.
On the surface, she was a loving mother, a diligent worker, and a friendly face in her community. But behind closed doors, a silent torment was unfolding. She was trapped in an abusive relationship with the father of her youngest child, a man named Carl Mayberry. It was a relationship riddled with threats, control, and a constant, underlying fear. For months, the abuse went unnoticed by most.
Abusive relationships are often a private torment, a hidden prison where the walls are built of psychological manipulation and fear. Alvateen, like so many victims, was juggling motherhood and work, and doing her best to maintain a sense of normalcy, a heartbreaking performance for the sake of her children. Then, on a seemingly normal December night, Alvateen's life was brutally cut short.
Her loved ones grew concerned when they couldn't reach her. Days passed, and a gnawing dread settled over her family. When a welfare check was finally conducted at her home, the scene that greeted police was shocking. There was no sign of forced entry. Nothing was stolen. It was a crime scene that spoke of a personal, intimate betrayal. This was not a random act of violence. It was done by someone she knew.
Someone she had let into her home. The police quickly shifted their gaze towards Carl Mayberry. His behavior in the days following her death was riddled with contradictions. He was nowhere to be found when family members called for him. He offered no genuine condolences, only evasive answers. It was later revealed that he was mysteriously missing from work hours around the time of the crime.
Even more chilling were his online activities. Forensic analysis of his devices would later show a series of suspicious online searches related to murder defenses and legal proceedings, the digital equivalent of a smoking gun. But the pursuit of justice is rarely a straight line. It's a winding road filled with roadblocks and detours, and for Alvateen's family, it would become a long and agonizing journey.
Despite the evidence, Mayberry's arrest was not swift. Procedural delays, legal loopholes, and a backlog in the justice system hindered a speedy prosecution. It was a gut-wrenching experience for Alvateen's family, who had to relive their trauma with every new court date and every frustrating delay. They watched in anguish as the man they believed to be responsible for their daughter's death was able to walk free.
A chilling reminder of how the system can sometimes fail those who need it most. For 4 long years, they were forced to endure this pain. 4 years of remembering Alvateen not just as a victim, but as the loving mother and vibrant person she truly was. They held her memory close, using it as fuel in their tireless fight for justice. Then, in 2024, a breakthrough.
A new investigation, led by a new attorney, revisited the case with fresh eyes and renewed determination. They were able to use the previously gathered evidence to finally secure a charge. Carl Mayberry was arrested and charged with Alvateen's murder, his brief moment of freedom now over. This long-awaited arrest wasn't a victory. It was a somber form of closure. It brought to an end the agonizing wait.
allowing her family to begin the slow, arduous process of healing, with the knowledge that the man who took Alvatine from them would finally have to answer for his crimes. The case of Alvatine Thomas reminds us that even when the truth seems clear, the path to justice can be long and fraught with challenges. But it also shows us the unwavering resilience of a family determined to see a loved one's memory honored.
The world of true crime often takes us to places where the sun shines brightest, creating a jarring contrast between the scenic beauty and the darkness that can lurk within it. Such was the case in San Diego, California, a place known for its laid-back vibe and sun-drenched beaches. But in 2010, the community was plunged into a nightmare that would forever change its perception of safety and innocence.
This is the heartbreaking story of two bright, promising young girls whose futures were tragically stolen by a predator with a chilling past. Chelsea King was a vibrant 17-year-old high school student from Poway. She was a natural leader, deeply integrated into her community, a gifted student, and a lover of music. She played in the school band and was a member of the cross-country team.
Her life a tapestry woven with dedication, passion, and promise. Chelsea was the kind of person who radiated joy, and her disappearance on a seemingly normal day would shake the foundation of her entire community. Almost a year earlier, in the same county, a similar tragedy had unfolded. Amber Dubois, a spirited 14-year-old, had vanished while walking to school in Escondido.
Amber was known for her lively curiosity and a profound love for animals, with dreams of a future in agriculture. Her case remained a haunting, unsolved mystery, a raw wound in the community's heart. No one could have known that the perpetrator of one tragedy was also responsible for the other, and that their stories would collide in a way no one could have ever anticipated.
The scenario of horror for Chelsea King struck on February 25, 2010. She went for her usual run at a local park, a routine part of her training. She was doing what she loved, surrounded by the natural beauty of the San Diego landscape. But she never returned home. The alarm was immediate. A massive search effort was launched, and the community rallied together with a desperate, collective hope.
For 5 agonizing days, thousands of volunteers combed through rugged terrain, their hearts in their throats. The search was a testament to how deeply Chelsea was loved. Investigators had a name in their sights early on: John Albert Gardner III. A known sex offender with a disturbing track record, Gardner had a lengthy history that included a past conviction for assaulting a teenage girl.
He lived frighteningly close to the trail where Chelsea was last seen. As the search intensified, Gardner's behavior grew more erratic, and he was quickly brought in for questioning. The interrogation was a tense, high-stakes psychological battle. The weight of an entire community was on the investigators' shoulders. As they pressed him, a chilling truth began to emerge. Gardner confessed to the murder of Chelsea King,
revealing the location of her body in a shallow grave. Her body was found shortly after, a devastating confirmation of the community's worst fears. She had been assaulted and murdered, but the horror did not end there. In a stunning and unexpected turn, Gardner made another, more chilling confession. He admitted to the murder of Amber Dubois, the 14-year-old who had vanished a year earlier.
For Amber's family, the confession was a profound and wrenching mix of emotions. It brought an end to their long, agonizing wait, but it came with the brutal confirmation that their daughter was gone. Gardner's heinous actions led to a difficult legal and ethical question for prosecutors. Despite the enormity of his crimes, his guilty pleas for both murders allowed him to avoid the death penalty.
He was sentenced to lifetime imprisonment without the possibility of parole. For some, it was a just outcome; for others, it was an inadequate punishment for the lives he had stolen. But from this tragic loss arose a beacon of hope that would forever change the legal landscape. The King and Dubois families, consumed by a grief that no one should ever have to bear, chose not to be defeated by it.
They channeled their heartbreak into action, advocating for legislative change. Their relentless work led to the passing of Chelsea's Law, a landmark piece of legislation in California. It stiffened sentences for child predators, ensuring they are incarcerated for longer periods. And it also mandated stricter parole and probation supervision for those who have committed such crimes. Chelsea's and Amber's tragic stories are a testament to the power of legislative change,
showcasing how heartbroken families can work to create something meaningful from their pain. It is a powerful reminder that while we cannot always prevent the darkness, we can build better defenses against it. Their legacy is a call to action, a reminder to be vigilant, and a testament to the enduring power of human resilience. As we've seen, the pursuit of justice is a marathon, not a sprint. And sometimes, the finish line isn't a sudden breakthrough, but a slow, determined grind of years. Our next two cases perfectly illustrate this, showing how the tireless work of investigators and the evolution of technology can provide answers to questions that have haunted families for years.
Case Study 3. The DNA that spoke for Christina Marie Williams. Our journey takes us to Seaside, California, a small coastal town that, for a time, was gripped by a terror so profound it altered the very fabric of the community. In 1998, 13-year-old Christina Marie Williams disappeared while walking her dog. This was an everyday act of youthful innocence, a moment of simple freedom that was tragically and abruptly stolen. The dog, a loyal Labrador, was found tied to a tree, its leash meticulously knotted. But of Christina, there was no sign. The uncertainty and the sheer, unbridled terror that gripped the community are hard to put into words. Every parent held their child a little tighter. Every neighbor looked at each other with suspicion. The town was left with a horrifying void, a mystery that seemed impossible to solve. The initial investigation was massive and exhaustive, but it yielded no immediate answers. Leads went cold. The trail vanished as if Christina had simply stepped off the face of the earth. As days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months, the case became a haunting memory, a reminder of a promise that could not be kept. But Christina's family and the dedicated investigators never gave up hope. They kept the case file open, a stubborn testament to their belief that a solution existed, buried somewhere in the evidence. And they were right. Years later, as forensic science continued its rapid, relentless evolution, the time came to revisit the past with a new lens. The key to the mystery lay in a small piece of evidence, a microscopic clue left on Christina's belongings that was too small for the technology of 1998 to properly analyze. But by 2011, evolved forensic testing had made the impossible possible. Investigators were able to re-examine the evidence and extract a complete DNA profile. It was a painstaking, methodical process, a testament to the power of perseverance. The profile was run through databases, and the years of silence were finally broken. The DNA was a match. It belonged to a man named Charles Holofield's, a seemingly ordinary name in a long list of suspects. Holofield's arrest brought years of anguish to an end for Christina's family. His subsequent conviction was a powerful reminder of the extraordinary things that can be accomplished when investigators and family members refuse to give up, when they hold on to hope with a grip as tight as a lifeline. Christina Marie Williams was gone, but her case finally found its resolution, proving that in the end, the truth can indeed be found, no matter how long it takes. Case Study 4. A breakthrough in a cold case for Laura Allo. In our next case, we see a similar pattern, a devastating crime and a long, stalled investigation that finally finds its resolution through the quiet, persistent work of science. The life of Laura Allo was abruptly and tragically ended when she disappeared from her family's home, only to be found brutally murdered. Her case was a nightmare for her loved ones and a puzzle for law enforcement. Initial investigation stalled, the trails ran cold, and the case was left in limbo, a constant source of agony for a family that had lost a child and had no one to hold accountable. But as with Christina's case, the evolution of technology offered a breakthrough that was unimaginable at the time of the crime. Biological evidence, a single strand of hair, a microscopic trace of a fingerprint, or a small blood sample, evidence that was once a dead end, could now be analyzed with breathtaking precision. It was one such small piece of evidence that led to a shocking match with Manuel Bramontes, a former neighbor who had lived frighteningly close by. The realization that the killer had been a silent, terrifying presence in their lives for years was a gut-wrenching twist that added another layer of trauma to an already tragic story. Bramontes, now aware that he had been identified, fled. His capture came after a high-speed car chase, a dramatic and fitting end to a long, drawn-out pursuit of justice. He was brought to trial, and with the undeniable weight of the forensic evidence, he was found guilty. His conviction brought to a close a decades-long mystery, providing answers to nagging questions that had haunted the family and community. The cases of Christina Williams and Laura Allo underscore a vital truth about the modern pursuit of justice, that no case is ever truly cold. They showcase the profound effect of small, persistent steps, of dedicated individuals who believe in the power of forensic science to speak for the dead. Their stories are a testament to how technology can, and does, rewrite the ending of a tragedy, offering a sense of closure that would have been impossible just a generation ago. We've seen how resilience and technology can bring closure to grieving families. But sometimes, the most profound tragedies are not the result of a missing clue, but of a missing safeguard. Our final case study shows us what happens when the very system designed to protect us fails, with heart-wrenching consequences. Case Study 5. Lily Burke and the System's Oversight. Lily Burke was an adventurous, vibrant 17-year-old with a bright future that stretched out before her like an open road. She was a free spirit, full of a zest for life that was contagious to everyone around her. But her life met a tragic and preventable end on a seemingly mundane day. Lily encountered a man named Charlie Samuel, a man with a violent, dangerous past that, tragically, went unchecked by the system that was supposed to be supervising him. Samuel was a known offender, but a series of technicalities and oversights allowed him to operate with a freedom he should never have had. His parole supervision was lax, and his movements weren't being tracked with the rigor they required. He preyed on Lily, his sinister charm and manipulation leading to a harrowing sequence of events. He manipulated her to gain access to her finances before his true, violent nature surfaced, leading to a heinous crime that took her life. The horrifying truth is that there were signs, there were warnings, but due to what were later described as systemic oversights, those desperate attempts to secure assistance for Lily were inadvertently overlooked. The case of Lily Burke is a painful reminder of how small, seemingly insignificant details in a case file or a legal technicality can have catastrophic consequences. It spotlights the glaring failures that can occur when communication breaks down between different parts of the justice system, when one hand doesn't know what the other is doing. For Lily's family, this wasn't a matter of an unsolved mystery. It was a matter of a preventable tragedy. Samuel's eventual arrest and guilty plea meant he'll never harm another soul. But Lily's tragic story forced a difficult and necessary conversation about the holes in the system. It led to calls for tighter parole supervision, better interagency communication, and a renewed commitment to ensuring that individuals with violent histories are monitored more closely. Her story became a solemn battle cry, proving that a family's fight for justice can lead to a powerful legislative change that protects countless others from a similar fate. Reflecting on resilience and the pursuit of justice, stepping back from these heartbreaking stories, we see not just the darkness of crime, but the unwavering resilience of those who are left to pick up the pieces. We have seen families who, in the face of unimaginable loss, chose not to be consumed by grief. They chose action. They fought for justice, for reform, and for a better world for others. In the case of Alvateen Thomas, we saw a family's unbreakable spirit as they waited for years for a resolution, a testament to the idea that time does not diminish the need for accountability. With Chelsea King and Amber Dubois, we witnessed the profound power of a community's love and a family's determination to turn pain into purpose, creating a law that now stands as a beacon of hope for future generations. And with Christina Williams and Laura Allo, we saw the tireless perseverance of investigators and the transformative power of science, proving that a case is never truly cold as long as someone is willing to look. Each victim's memory serves as a solemn reminder of life's unpredictability. But their stories also show us that the pursuit of justice never truly follows a straight path. It's messy, it's frustrating, and it's often heartbreaking. But what we've seen in these cases is that it's a path paved with determination. It's a path that is walked by families who refuse to let their loved ones be forgotten, and by investigators who believe in the truth. The truth is that our world is complex. It's filled with moments of unspeakable darkness, but also with incredible moments of human strength. Together, we learn, we grow, and we strive for a better, safer future, one case, one law, one act of remembrance at a time. The fight is not just for the victims, it's for all of us. We have now journeyed through some of the most heartrending stories in true crime. We have witnessed the enduring struggle of Alvateen Thomas's family, who fought for years against a stagnant justice system. We have seen the incredible strength of the King and Dubois families, who turned unimaginable grief into a powerful force for change, giving us Chelsea's Law. We have been in awe of the relentless perseverance of investigators in the cases of Christina Williams and Laura Allo, who used the quiet power of science to bring long-awaited answers. And we have reflected on the tragic case of Lily Burke, which serves as a solemn reminder of what can happen when we allow the system to fail and the desperate need for constant vigilance. These stories, in their brutal honesty, teach us a fundamental truth. The pursuit of justice never truly follows a straight path. It is a long, winding, and often painful road, littered with setbacks and filled with moments of profound frustration. But it is also a path paved with hope. These cases are not just about the darkness of crime. They are about the bright light of human resolve. They are about the enduring power of family, the unwavering dedication of a few good people, and the slow, steady march toward a safer, more just world. Each victim's memory serves as a solemn reminder of life's unpredictability and the profound impact that families, communities, and legislative changes can make in the fight against crime. They show us that a life lived, no matter how brief, can leave a legacy of change that saves countless others. It is a powerful form of resilience, one that transforms personal pain into a public purpose. These victims, through the actions of their loved ones, are not just remembered, they are honored. Their stories become the blueprints for a better future, a future where the holes in the system are patched, where technology is given the chance to speak for the dead, and where no case is ever truly cold. As we end our time together today, I want to thank you for sticking around. It's clear our world is complex. The narratives we've unraveled together show that while we may be shaken by the events we study, we are also strengthened by the knowledge we gain. We are a community of individuals who are passionate about understanding the pursuit of justice, about learning from the past to protect the future. This is what we do here. We learn, we grow, and we strive for a better, safer world. If you're as passionate as I am about uncovering more tales of human strength and perseverance, about honoring the memory of those we've lost, and about shining a light on the intricate workings of the justice system, I invite you to become a part of our community. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on my channel, give this video a thumbs up if you found it insightful, and leave a comment below with your thoughts. Your engagement helps these stories reach more people and ensures that the memory of these victims and the lessons learned from their tragedies are never, ever forgotten. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and remember, while we may live in a world with shadows, it is our determination to seek justice that keeps the light alive. Glowing star.